What if I told you Bitcoin was holding strong above $94,000, but there's a hidden CME gap below acting like a price magnet? ETF flows are still green, but with FOMC and CPI looming, this week could get choppy fast. Let's break down the charts, gaps, meme coin risk, and what to watch in the days ahead. Bitcoin is currently at 94,766, consolidating just under key resistance of 95.5. You can see this wick on Friday, right? Pretty much indicating a reversal, and that's exactly what we got. But right back into this zone, this area right here, okay? Price is holding structure from the April 30th breakout, so there's no signs of a breakdown. RSI has cooled some, right? Which is really good. We needed that. Is at around 60. Where is it right now? Around 60.9, cooling off from overbought, but still in bullish territory. Remember, 70 is overbought, and we were there just not that long ago, so that it cooled off a little bit, that's positive. Okay, OBV also remains very strong. This is this little blue thing right here. No signs of major distribution yet. Okay, so key supports right now are 91,500. Previous resistance plus top of local volume shelf. Okay, so basically back in here. Okay, the bottom part of this little channel that we're looking at right here. The next resistance is just right above it. Okay, we'll call it just under 99,000. We'll call it 99,000. Major volume node and CME gap zone. Okay, speaking about that, let's do the takeaway first. The structure is still bullish, but slightly overheated. A dip to fill nearby gaps wouldn't break the trend. It could actually strengthen the setup. And really, we want to get out of here. Look, if we go sideways here, we're back into this area right here that we were, the bottom part of this area that we were here in for a while. Let me put it like that. Near all-time highs, right? And then we lost it, as you can see, and now we're trying to get back to it again. All right, so let's see what happens there. And I mentioned CME futures gap, so let's take a look at that. New gap opened today. So we're taking a look at the CME futures chart, okay, on the 1 day, okay. This was Friday, and this is today. Remember, on weekends, this is an open, okay, so it opened back up, and there was a gap, a little gap right here, okay, from 96.2 to 95.3 roughly, okay, after the Sunday night open. And earlier in the week, on the 23rd, well, actually, September 22nd to the 23rd, there was a gap that opened up right here, okay, roughly 92.4 to 91,000. That's from April 22nd to 23rd. CME data confirms 2 active unfilled gaps. Okay, historically, 80% of CME gaps get filled eventually, although the timing does vary. You could do it the following day, or it could do it a couple of months after. All right, and why it matters. If BTC stalls below 96,000, these zones become gravitational, not a bearish collapse, more like technical gravity doing its thing. And that's why I'm thinking we could come back down here, close this gap, and then maybe come back up and then close this gap around here and just keep it moving, right? We could even just wick and close it. Let's see what the derivatives landscape is telling us. We'll get to ETF flows in a second. Max Pain sits around $92,000, and it aligns with the gap fill probability. Okay, so we're getting some confirmation there. Implied volatility is elevated near the May 10th expiry. Okay, option skew is slightly bearish. Puts are more expensive than calls right now, and the funding rate is slightly positive. No extreme leverage. Conclusion: what does it all mean? The market is neutral to defensive. No gamma squeeze risk, no euphoria. Just cautious derivatives positioning and an open door for downside wick. And that's what it kind of looking like this week. Okay, so that's what derivatives is telling us. ETF flows. Let's take a look at that. It's been pretty good recently. Okay, it's been pretty good. On the second, which was Friday, inflows were plus $674.90 million of positive inflows. That's really good. Let's hope this week continues and we continue to see this, because that is helping. Okay, institutional appetite is still here. ETF demand is what drove Bitcoin past 70 and 90,000. As long as these flows stay green, dips are buyable. Okay, Okay, so institutions are still buying, as you can clearly see here. Okay, and what is the macro sentiment telling us, guys? VIX is at 23.64, not exploding, but watching for spikes. The DXY, let's see what the DXY is telling us, at 99.8. Okay, which means weak dollar, which means bullish for risk assets. So as long as the dollar continues to remain weak, that's positive for Bitcoin risk assets, really. Okay, 10-year, 2-year. Let's take a look. 2-year. I wonder what this spike is all about. That's a massive spike. Maybe that's an error on part of TradingView, but interesting. So far, I think we will get rejected at 3.90, which is the 50 EMA. Okay, 10-year. We are above both EMAs, 50 and 200. Right. All right. Let's see what happens here. Still a lower high compared to these. Right. High, lower high for now. Right. Stable. There's no immediate bond pressure. That's what these things are telling us. Okay. The S&P 500, the Nasdaq, green day, Dow Jones, at least right now above the 50 EMA. Would like to see that continue. The Nasdaq above both 50 and 200 EMAs. Although right now we're testing that. We're testing the 200 EMA for Nasdaq. S&P 500, same thing above the 50 and 200. We're testing the 200 EMA right now as support. Okay, still uptrending despite mild dips. It's positive. We came a long way from these lows, from this scare, right? Coming back up into this channel for all of them. For Nasdaq, same thing, right? Same thing. Coming back up into this channel. Dow Jones, same thing, coming back up into this channel. That's great. That's what we want to see. And so the conclusion, macro still supports crypto for now, but any sudden jump in yields or the VIX could flip that fast. Okay, and we're going to be on the lookout for that. And let's take a look at others holding the support right now. Okay, right now it looks like it's based out. It looks like this was the bottom right here for others. All right, so as long as we hold this is actually even a shoulder, inverse head and shoulders, which would kind of bring us up above this area, right into the 282.68 billion. If this was to play out, let's see. We have to have Bitcoin play along, but for right now, to me, it seems that Bitcoin is probably going to wick lower, start going lower to the bottom part of the channel. So I mean, to others, it could kind of hang out in the space right here. Hopefully we don't lose 223 billion. And ideally, I would like it not to, if we do lose that, I would ideally not like it not to lose 211 billion. And now let's take a look at Miggles, Toshi, KeyCat, and Dog and Me. What's going on here? Miggles below the 200 and the 50 EMA. Okay. Let's see if we can get back above 0.032. Right now we're at 0.031. If not, then I fear that we could go back down to 2 cents, 0.026, this line right here. Okay, Toshi dropping and losing the 50 and 200. Looks like it wants to retest this point of control right here, which is at 30.33. Let's see if it does. Right now it's at 30.35. Let's hope that it holds. If that is testing support and the market kind of gets positive again, although right now I think it's just consolidating before a next leg up. For how long will it consolidate? I don't know. We'll take a look at the day to day. But Toshi, I think if the market kind of stays sideways, I think it could hold this. Hopefully it doesn't break below 30.33. Okay, KeyCat in this triangle, right? In this triangle right now below the point of control, which is at 0.030. Right now we're at 0.027. Let's see if we stay close to this area. If we stay close to this area, I think we should be fine. I don't know that we're going to come back and touch 0.021, but it is a possibility, right? Dog and Me falling out of this triangle, but we've fallen out of this triangle before, okay, before getting back in. So let's see how low it goes. Okay, we lost the point of control, which is at 3.058. Right now we're at 3.045. Pretty good buy, I would say. I don't know that we drop too much. If the market does, we could, right? Maybe we hang out here for a couple of days before coming back into this triangle, as you can see, and hopefully once we're back in, break through here and go higher. All right. In conclusion, right now meme coins are looking pretty weak. No real rotation yet. Patience is key unless you see divergence. Let's take a look at what's going on in Twitter. What type of sentiment? I already did all my homework for this. All right, current sentiment right now leans 63% bullish and 37% bearish. The top narratives, what people are tweeting about, talking about, at least regarding crypto, the ETF flows are still strong. People are happy about that, as they should be. Altcoin season hope. People are hoping that we will see an altcoin season. I think we will. CME gap discussion, that gap that I discussed, 91 to 92K zone. Okay. And also the one that opened up right now. I don't know if many people are talking about it. That just opened up this morning. So you know about it now. Okay. When Twitter turns confident again, pullbacks usually follow. Still no signs of full on euphoria, but that's good. And so my final synthesis and forecast for the next 5 to 10 days. The most probable path, Bitcoin dips to fill the 91 to 92K CME gap. Buyers step in. We chop between 91 and 96,000 all week ahead of FOMC, which is on Wednesday, and the CPI window. Okay, those are two important dates. Okay, we'll talk more about that tomorrow and the days that are coming. Meme coins lag and remain choppy. Okay, that's my probable case. My bullish alternative, Bitcoin breaks 96,000 and we get a squeeze to 99 to 100,000. Rotation into altcoins and small caps follow. And now some risks, some caveats. A surprise CPI print May 15th or sudden VIX spike that could be risky. Could nuke sentiment fast and push Bitcoin to $88,000 or lower. So there you have it. That's the setup. You know the zones, you know the catalyst. Stay sharp this week. Gaps are calling and the market is listening. Guys, if you can, please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment. I'm trying to grow this channel and all that stuff really does help. With all that said, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. Peace.